This is how my recent full body model looks at the moment, and this is what I want to be able to make by the end of this project. I'm about to push my 3D anatomy limits for the next 15 days to see if I can make one of the best full-blown muscle bodies I can ever make here in Blender. And one thing I know for sure is that this won't be easy as much as I think it'll be.
The upper body and the lower body, and there is a separation between them.
I'm broke, so I've been looking for as many free resources as I can find, because I feel like if I can find an anatomy turnaround for either a male or a female body and find a way to learn the names of those muscles, then I'll be good to start this journey, since I already know a little bit about sculpting. So I found these images by searching on Google and Pinterest and got the names from the muscle song by the YouTube channel called Neural Academy.
The skeletal muscle system is ready to contract.
The song is informative, I promise. I think I'm ready to start sculpting. I'm starting things off with basic subdivided cubes to block out the shape of the body. This will help guide me when I start sculpting in the details later on by having a base to work on. I decided to break things into smaller chunks and only do the upper body half of the character for the first day. This is so that I can put more focus on each section without cutting corners. I'm mostly using my favorite sculpting brush, which is the clay strip brush. I like how it gives off the look that these are really muscles in the way the lines of the brush flows. For now, I won't be smoothing the model. I recently got into a habit of saving that for when I'm done. I don't know, I just find it satisfying doing it that way. The muscle song says a human body has around 640 muscles. Yes, I'm taking that song seriously. Not only does that make me feel like it will be impossible for me to remember the names of all the muscles, but it also worries me that I might be burned out for trying to learn everything all under 15 days. And honestly, the only thing keeping me going is that I've been pushing away learning anatomy for months now. I feel like I'm now at a point where it affects my art from improving and keeps me boxed into only making portraits. And don't get me wrong, I do love making portraits, but I'm also planning on offering full body artwork commissions. So not learning anatomy was really holding me back from doing that, unless I was working on simple characters. Okay, so I'm done with the upper body part after working on it for 2 days. Yeah, it took me that long. I excluded the head and the hands. Just wanna save them for later on when I'm working on the full body anatomy. I had a lot of problems with connecting some muscles. For example, I didn't know how the external obliques connect with the serratus anterior and the latissimus dorsi. And after doing some more research on YouTube, I found this video by Victory3D about how to sculpt abs, and I got a little bit of clarification. The artist goes more in depth into how you can even make the model look more realistic. So yeah, I'd say it's a good video to follow along. Although I just found an answer for that question, I still have more questions I need answers for. Like if I still be able to achieve a goal I've set for myself this year. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, hi, my name is Prince and I started learning how to make 3D art around the end of 2022. The first 2 models I worked on without following any tutorial looked like this. And now 4 months later, some of my recent work looks like this. My goal for this year is to go from being a noob artist to being a full-time artist and making my first ever solo 3D animated short film. I'm probably dreaming too big here because I still have a long way to go skillfully, financially and tech-wise. You and I will be figuring all that together in this channel. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you are looking forward to that. But for now, let me work on the lower body muscles. I remember the last time I sculpted legs was about 2 months back. And to be fair, I made a lot of shortcuts. I didn't sculpt the quadriceps since they were covered by trousers, and I also didn't work on the feet as I just sculpted the character's shoes. Now finally learning how to sculpt everything gives me a good feeling, and I can't wait to implement all of this when I start working on the Hulk model later on. I want to see how many muscles I can name at the top of my head now that it's been almost a week after finishing this challenge. I watched a video by Professor Dave Explains on how to name the muscles while I was working on this. And let's not forget the muscle song, which is now on my music playlist. Okay, so you have the pectoralis minor and the pectoralis major right here. You have the deltoid. Oh, this is the deltoid. And it's split up into 3 parts. The anterior, lateral, Although the title of the video says I tried mastering 3D anatomy sculpting in 15 days, I only spent 8 days in this challenge over the course of 15 days. I skipped a lot of days in between, since on some days I had to deal with a lot of health related issues, and on other days I just had commissions to get done. I thought it would be fair of me to stitch separated days into 1 week and make it look like I never needed time to deal with life problems in between. But now that I've explained myself, let's talk about the model. If there's one thing that I never knew mattered that much before starting this, was proportions. I struggled a lot trying to figure out which parts should be bigger than others, because Hulk is a huge dude and some of his other parts are just way too big for a normal person. This means I kinda had to follow the proportion rules, but at the same time kinda didn't have to follow them. I also have to mention that references played a huge role in this challenge, and I definitely wouldn't have known how to sculpt a lot of these muscles without them. Sculpting the anatomy without the references would have been a nightmare, but it's for sure something I'm looking forward to doing in the near future. This is what I ended up with at midnight on the 14th day. I then spent the last day smoothing everything out and adding final touches like veins and adjusting parts that looked odd to me. The model doesn't look like the Hulk because I wasn't going for a one-to-one look. I just wanted to make a dude with huge muscles while still more or less keeping the pose of the Hulk reference. This was mainly because I still have a lot to learn on how to make more realistic characters, since I'm used to making cartoony characters. Looking at this now, which is days after this challenge, I see a lot of things I could have worked more on, like the hands, feet and body, basically everything. But honestly, I never thought I'd be able to make something like this. It's definitely not easy to master anatomy, especially in 1 week. This should be something I gotta keep working on so that I can also make different body types. But if you like this video, here's how I now implement what I learned to make characters you might know of. You really don't wanna miss it.